Thursday, and welcome to Blabbing for Britain, episode 60. And I've just been joined by John, and I'm going to take that off the stage. I'm going to take that off the stage. I'm going to switch it to that layout. And morning, John.
Good morning. Mind, I'm a bit mispositioned today, I think.
Right, okay. Yep, that's getting better.
Okay. I think it's positioned where we would normally be when there's anyway.
Yeah, when there's four in the room. So hello Facebook. This is Blabbing for Britain, episode 60. And we have our roving reporter this morning. Peter is in Edinburgh on his mobile phone, so maybe joining us, maybe not. And we haven't heard anything from Stephen yet. And a message for you, John, from Tish. Good morning, John. Hope you're well.
I'm not as well as I'd like to be. I've had the man flu this week. Oh
dear. Right. Well, we empathise with you, John, and hope that you get through it soon, as only a man can, really. I just heard from Peter that he can't make it with us today. So Peter was watching, but he's in Edinburgh, up in Scotland, and. So if you are watching us on Facebook, I'm just going to make sure that we're actually live there. Yes, we are live. If you are watching on Facebook, thank you for watching. And if you want, we're going to do a call to action. If you want to share it out, then please do. We're learning from the pros this week. I've been watching other people, and been quite a few good shows this week as well. I'm surprised. It's unfortunate Peter can't be with us. Peter. Right, okay, thank you. And confirmation from Kelvin. Good morning, Kelvin. You are. What do you think that means, John?
You are. I think it means we're live on Facebook.
Okay, all right. Okay,
if you're on Facebook.
Brilliant. If you want to join us in the room, Kelvin, please do. Now, okay, last week was the day before the inauguration. And right, okay. And morning, Ricky. Good to see you here. Again, if you want to join us, just click the link up above and come onto the page as well. It was before the inauguration, wasn't it? And it went very quietly. Well, that's comparative. It depends. Either there were 1.5 million people there or 250,000, depending on whether you were actually watching it or not. But it did go ahead, and then there was a march the following day, which has to be said drew a larger crowd. I spoke to Leland this week and said, well, why didn't the march take place 6 months ago? And was told that probably the truth is there weren't many Republicans in the march. But that's the end of our political dissertation, apart from to say Mrs. May's going to America tomorrow.
Back to her.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, she is the first head of government of a foreign country to be visiting, and she's visiting President Trump tomorrow and having a chat with him. But there will not be, and this is quite strange, at the moment, there is no press conference. So it's a meeting behind closed doors. So we won't know what's said unless Mrs. May returns next week and tells us in Parliament. But
there's lots of complaints from the press corps in the US that he's keeping them at arm's length anyway. So maybe this is yet another example of that.
Yeah, true. Now, we had a court decision this week, didn't we? Our Supreme Court, who we don't hear from very often, decided that the government can't go for Brexit or leaving the EU without a vote in Parliament. And there's a problem there, isn't there, John?
What's a parliament?
Okay, a bit of education then. The British Parliament, 600 and odd MPs from constituencies throughout the UK, voted for by the people, representing the people. At the moment, the Conservatives have power, which is equivalent to the Republicans, and then there's a Labour Party with to be Democrats, and then we've got a Liberal Party, and a Green Party, and an SNP, which is the Scottish National Party. Anyway, cut a long story short, the government were challenged as to whether they could go ahead and start proceedings to leave the EU without government approval, without parliamentary approval, and they were told by a vote of 8 to 3 that we cannot leave the EU unless Parliament says so.
Yeah, Mrs. May thought she was a queen because that was the legislation that she tried to use, was ancient royalty legislation.
Well, indeed, she's not royalty yet, and she, well,
my local MP is being harassed like mad to vote against it.
Oh,
quite interesting.
So right now, this is the thing. Labour MP has been told there'll be a 3-line whip. Now, a 3-line whip is where the leader of the party says, "I'm voting this way," and the 3-line whip says, "You're all voting that way." And
doesn't always work though, does it? But he's Conservative anyway, so
he's not Conservative.
He's Conservative, so he's certain. No, I mean our.
Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah.
Conservative, so he won't be subject to the 3-line whip.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Jeremy Corbyn there for a moment. Well,
he's just a gardener like me.
Oh, right, okay. Allotment here. I mean, he's the thing is that he has said that he will vote for Article 15 leaving Europe, and therefore his party have got to do it. So the only people who are going to be against it are Liberal Democrats and the SNP and the Greens, which means that as we sit here today, when there is a vote, the vote will be to leave. When 48% of the country said stay. Mind you, we are, if anybody's watching now who is Brexiter, and hello Peter, then we are not whinging, we're just telling it how it is. But hopefully the vote is before the end of March, because that's when Mrs. May is going to trigger it and take it out of the EU.
Yeah, well, originally I think she planned a 1-line piece of legislation, but now she's saying there'll be a white paper.
All right.
Document which explains what they're going to do.
Well, it'd be good to see something, because at the moment we've had promises.
I'm of the do you show all your cards before you negotiate believer. I'm afraid I believe that you can't tell everybody everything, you know?
I'm not, well, yeah, I agree with you on that. But if they could say what they're going to do about trade, immigration, education, about reciprocal agreements for immigrants, because we've had, well, not immigrants, EU citizens. Just to stay with the EU citizens at the moment, if you are an EU citizen and you're in the UK and you are retired or dependent on your partner, in other words, you have no income, then the government have said, when anybody's inquired, that you cannot stay in the EU unless you take up residence.
In the UK, yeah.
In the UK, sorry, I was wrong. Yeah, you cannot stay in the UK unless you take up residence, which costs money, and you have your own private health insurance. Yeah. Now, that's not hearsay. Well, that's not hearsay or newspaper rhetoric. That's from people that we know who inquired of their MP what their status is, given if we leave the EU, will they have to leave here? And the thing is that they are being told that they are illegal, so they would have to go. Now, one of the people we know is retired and is married to a UK citizen, an English national, and she's been told that she can't stay until she gets the residency sorted out, until she gets the insurance sorted out. Of course, private health insurance is not a cheap thing. It's not as expensive in the US, but it is expensive. And the second one is a lady who came over here 20 years ago, and she has 4 children, four English children, and a British husband, English husband, and she's been told, no, you be illegal. So the whole thing is up in the air at the moment. And people who are here with EU passports have got an uncertain future. If they're not earning a minimum of 25 grand a year or something like that, don't quote me on that, then they can't stay. You've got to be economically viable.
I think it's still part of the can of worms that will have to be sorted out before we even leave the EU. It's just madness, isn't it?
It is madness, yes. We could do with a song or two for madness. That would help lighten the mood a bit. I just want to say hello to Zahir, who both John and I know from the academy days, and it's nice to see you watching us today, Zahir, and to keep in touch as well. All right, now the other big news of the week, if you're a Formula One fan, which I am.
Bye, Bernie, bye.
After 40 years in charge of Formula One, Bernie Ecclestone has been, I'm going to say, asked to step aside. So, I mean, we've been used to seeing Bernie on the grid being interviewed just before the race, and that goes back forever, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, and times have changed.
There's one thing in all of this I cannot get over.
Okay.
Have you seen that guy, Chase Carey's moustache?
No, I wish we had a photo.
He has this huge bushy moustache with those loops at the end, you know, the wax loops at the end. He seems to really know what he's talking about, though.
Right. Okay. I'm not saying it's in bad hands. I mean, obviously they don't.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm sort of pulling fun of him for his facial hair, and look at mine. Mine is so not true. Keeps me warm though in this week.
Oh yeah. This weather.
But he seems to be a really sharp cookie, and I think him and Ross Brawn and the other guy, I can't think of his name now, will do marvels for F1. Yeah,
I mean, it is. I mean, 40 years in charge is a fair run at things.
40 years of lining your own pocket, I think, is a more accurate description.
I don't know. I like the guy. I'm not saying you don't, but I do like the guy.
I can't blame anyone for putting money in their pocket. Yeah,
true.
It has been run to finance him more than run to manage the sport, I think.
It is time for the next step. We look forward to what happens this season. We look forward to seeing DC again, because it's not the same when DC is not on the television. And his team, I think they did a reasonable job of broadcasting last year. I mean, I bemoaned the fact that they never left BBC One, but it seems
it's interesting that Liberty, the new owners, also own Virgin Media.
Oh, right, okay.
Because Virgin Media hasn't had anything to do with His Majesty, I've forgotten his name now, Branson, that's the word I'm looking for.
Richard.
For a long time.
Sir Richard.
Sir Richard, yeah. And Liberty Media have owned Virgin Media for several years now.
And we haven't noticed.
F1.
I haven't noticed. We're talking, in the German lesson last night, we're talking about musical instruments, and it cropped up. Tubular bells, it had to, and so that's the link with Richard Branson, tubular bells, and Mike Oldfield, back in the day. And we say good morning to Alfredo. Thanks for catching us. And today, Peter is.
I'll just get rid of it.
Okay. Peter is in Edinburgh, and we haven't seen Stephen yet. We're hoping he can join us at some point, but he may well be out on the road. We've talked about USA. We've talked about Formula One. And if there's anything you'd like us to talk about, just type a topic. Just give us a challenge. You can challenge us. If you type a topic, providing it's clean, in the thread on Facebook, we shall talk about it. Right. Also, if you are on Facebook and you want to join us, the link is above. You can come and join us, and you can come and join us on camera, and you're welcome to do so. Now, Peter's not here, so we can talk about him. No, I got a call on Monday afternoon from Peter on Messenger. So, your phone's busy this morning, John. You okay?
I can't turn it off, Stephen.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, we can
that's
see.
all I can see of the screen, the two blue blotches.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, God.
So when you try to turn it off, I'm having a new one delivered this afternoon, courtesy of EE.
Yeah.
The screen has failed on it, as is quite obvious.
This is a
But
Samsung.
to turn it off, you have to press the screen to turn the power off. I can't turn the bugger off. I'm going to go and just shove it.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Hopefully we won't hear it again. There we are.
that was the Samsung advert. You can imagine the cost.
But I love my Samsung phone. I'm so disappointed.
Right, we've got a topic from Alfredo in a minute, but I just want to carry on with my Monday story first. I got a message from Peter Monday at mid-afternoon saying he'd lost his internet and he had a show to do at 7 o'clock. So I said, right, okay, can you get on your iPhone? On your iPhone? No, he couldn't, because he couldn't get into the beta. He hasn't got the beta for Smiletime. So I said, right, okay, we'll host it on my page. For a phone.
Somebody wants to talk to me. Please take me off for a moment and I'll get.
I will. Right, let me change the layout for a moment. And John, when you're back, just say hi. Yeah, I mean, live broadcasting is great fun. And on Monday afternoon, Peter was right. Okay, that was quick. Let me change the layout again. This is live video. Just watch this as I magically bring John back on screen. How smooth was that?
Yeah, silent call after all of that.
Oh,
Of course, you can't turn the landline off.
no,
And
no, we don't want to do that.
I'm on a temporary phone, which is the one that rang,
Yeah.
and I don't know how to turn the sound off. So while I was off quickly, I just turned Google and Google it. I've turned the sound off on this.
All right. Okay. Right. So Peter had no internet, so I said, right, okay, host it on my channel, and I thought, well, I might as well go the whole hog. So I produced the show. I had fun. Peter went on off screen about 8 times, but we managed to keep the whole show running, and he got his first show under his belt with his guest, and he's got a second show coming up next Monday. Now, I enjoyed it so much, I'm going to produce that one as well. So working behind the scenes, because what you can do, I mean, it's endless hours of fun switching people about the screen and making sure that the person speaking to Smiletime is fun, and it's great. It is great for actually producing a show. And the other thing, of course, is that it means I can monitor the feed down the right-hand side from Facebook and from inside Smiletime. Peter doesn't need to worry about that, or the host doesn't need to worry about it. There is a future in shows which are produced. Jen and just it's endless hours of fun switching. That's another tab open, John.
I'm just going on this blabby thing, love.
And stop.
Oh, it's fun. For actually producing a show. And the other thing, of course, is that it means I can monitor the feed down the right-hand side from Facebook and from inside Smiletime. Peter doesn't need to worry about that. The host doesn't need to worry about that. There's a future in Stephen. You've got a Facebook tab open. Shows which are produced. Jen. We can hear it.
Can you kick him out the room?
Well, I could. I'm waiting till he sat down comfortably. So produce shows. I mean.
Oh, the producer says, eh?
No, I'm not going there. I mean, Robert Hicks and Enlightened Media have been producing shows for some time now, and it takes the weight off the people who are actually on the show and allows you to concentrate on what you're actually doing rather than doing the whizzy bits. And I'm trying to think of a name here. I'm Jen Nelson, and I'm nearly swore on air then. Used to have his own show every day during the week. Jonathan Tripp. Jen Nelson and Jonathan Tripp are setting up a new production company, and they're using Wirecast to produce the shows. And Kevin's just commented and said that webinars have show producers and have done so for years. Well, we've now got show producers coming along on morning, Kevin, by the way, from me and from him. We'll get Stephen on the air in a minute. I agree, but we're catching up, and Alfredo's agreeing with you, Kevin, that it's been a while. Well, Kevin's always around. Right, okay. Without further ado, I shall change the layout. Okay, and say, on Blabbing for Britain, episode 60. Good morning, Stephen.
Morning, how are we all?
We're good, we're good. Now, I did send out a challenge because we didn't know how this was going to work out this morning, because Peter's in Edinburgh and unable to get in. And I set out a challenge, and your timing and coming in now is good, because the challenge is this. It's gone totally quiet here.
Yeah, the challenge. What's the
Still
challenge?
here we are, not wax dummies.
What are you thought of Trump being president? What do you think of Trump being president?
Concrete sales are going to rocket in the US.
Is that a concrete fact, John?
Well, if he gets his wall, it is, because he says he doesn't want a fence. He wants it solid.
Well, let's throw some numbers in here. The border with Mexico is 1,900 miles. Yep. The walled part at the moment is 600 miles, but it's not exactly a concrete wall, and it's not 12 foot high. It's pervious. In other words, it lets people through. And he said that Mexico are going to pay for it. We've lost Stephen. I'm going to take Stephen off for a minute. And hopefully, Stephen, you come back in. I don't know what happened there. I didn't touch a thing. So I'm going to invite Stephen back in. Okay. So, you reckon concrete sales are going to go up, John?
Yeah, apparently it's equivalent to multiple Hoover dams in terms of concrete. If it's only a couple of feet thick and 12 feet tall.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Now the question.
2,100 kilometers long, apparently.
Yeah.
The wall requirement.
It's a massive engineering project, and obviously it brings jobs. I'm just wondering where the bricklayers will come from. Will they be American or Mexican? No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Right. What? First of all, I'm going to invite Stephen again. I'm sorry about the problems, Alfredo.
It's just Apple hardware that keeps failing.
Well, basically, Alfredo's guessing that Stephen has strong feelings on the subject.
No, I think Alfredo doesn't appreciate British humour.
Well, no, he meant Stephen himself, and that's why he's disappeared
That's
as well.
what I think. Stephen went, ah!
I'm going to try again. All right, this time. All right, okay. Welcome back, Stephen.
Hello.
Right, okay. Now, Mr. Trump, last time we spoke, we were looking forward to a peaceful Friday, and we got that. So did Mr. Trump. But we've been asked we did a challenge and said, what would you like to talk about? And Alfredo said, what are your thoughts of Trump being president? Are you ready for this, Stephen?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay.
As I said earlier, the guy is a monster. we must not normalise any discussion about him. He's a monster. And the only way that you'll resist or get rid of him is via impeachment. And the only way that would do that successfully to have real facts to go on, like his accounts. I noted that Anonymous have said that they're going to do what they can to get his accounts published. And I note that WikiLeaks are also rather upset with him because of his refusal to information. And I think that comedians and satirists is perhaps the strongest weapon that people have got against him. The ridicule of such a thin-skinned guy, ridicule will be the way to get him impeached. And of course, you got the marches, which are an amazing thing. 500,000 at least in Washington, even 100,000 in London. Even ladies in Antarctica marched against him, not against the political process, although that's broken, but against him. And there you go. Just my initial thoughts.
John,
no, I've got to say really.
Right. So the thing is, when we're watching from this side of the pond, and tomorrow our Prime Minister, Mrs. May, has a meeting with President Trump, and normally, I mean, whenever somebody met, it's still called President, isn't it? President Obama, there was always a press conference to say what they talked about, so and take questions from the press. This time, and we lost Stephen again. This time there is no press conference, and that strikes me as strange. As far as President Trump is concerned, by the US electoral system, he was voted into power. He's using his executive powers, and my only observation at this moment is that he's using those powers and he is not working for the benefit of the people who did elect him. He's working for the benefit of big business. And where that's going to lead, I don't know. We in the UK are going, and many other countries around the world are going all out for renewable energy. And US is currently on a different heading, and on a different heading as far as trade is concerned. World trade only succeeds when the tariff barriers between countries are kept as low as possible, so that it can be free trade between countries. In the past, America has been isolationist and put up trade barriers against anything and everything, and I can see that happening again. So what you do is you reduce your imports, you hope to manufacture at home, and you create problems not just for yourselves but for the world economy, because the US is the largest economy in the world as it stands at the moment. That's my bit. I'm being fair. We don't know what's going to happen, but we look at the executive orders that have been made since Friday, and we a cross between amusement, despair, and anger, I think, for what is taking place. And I hope that things turn out all right for us all in the end. But even as an optimist would say at the moment, that it's not looking good. Right. Okay. And Kevin makes the correct point that journalists who were not president, got that on the brain, were present and reporting on Saturday's march, have found themselves in clink. Stephen, if you refresh and come back, I'll invite you back in. Right, okay. So
In his latest statement, waterboarding works.
of course it works. It's not. As I say, Stephen, if you come back in, I'm inviting you back in. But if you refresh your browser, I think we can attest to the fact that waterboarding works, but it's not. I think I'm struggling for a word here. The word that I'm going to use is humane. It's not humane treatment, and it's certainly not. It's against the Geneva Convention. And if I'm wrong, somebody can tell me that I'm wrong. But anyway, let's go on. I got a report just in, and this report is coming from Australia, where it's the men's semi-final in the tennis. I can tell you that at the moment, Roger Federer is 2 sets to 1 up and 1-love in the 4th set. So Roger Federer may well be going to play in the final against Rafa Nadal on Sunday. And that would take us back a few years, wouldn't it?
It's only 1 degree less boring than the bloody cricket.
Well, okay, fine. It was
No, I'm sure the others are interested.
It's 2011 since they last met. Of course, a lot of people are interested in tennis. I mean, have you seen, if you watch any tennis at the moment, it's just the sunshine. It's summer in Australia. It's a good place to be. Right. You know, watching the tennis. I'm hoping that it is a Nadal versus Federer final, because that will bring back memories. And I don't need to, but the thing is, I don't need to get a score. I don't need to mention the cricket either, John, today, because there isn't a match taking place.
There's no match taking place.
Nope. We got whooped, and there's 3 types of the games: the 5-day game, the 1-day game, and the 3-hour game.
Yeah. The
T20. Well, we've got a T20 to come, and T20 is about as close you can get to baseball, really. Because it's 20 overs a side, and it's all over in 3 to 4 hours, which is longer than a football match. Speaking of football, John, how's the football going at the moment?
Yeah. Well, it's I don't know. It's Hull versus Manchester United tonight.
Oh, it was Liverpool last night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The thing I love about football, in fact, about sport in general, is that Southampton are a good side, but last night, for the second time in 2 games, they beat Liverpool 1-0. Now, is it because Mr. Klopp isn't taking it seriously, do you think?
Well, he seems to be trying a wide range of players. Shall we put it that way?
That's being very generous. I mean, it's not the FA Cup. It's not the most famous cup in the world, but it is cup football.
FL.
Yeah. And what happens is that our Premier League teams, who you can see on TV every week, decide that this is not a very important competition, and they put out their second 11 and rest their expensive stars. And that's why, my thinking, that's why Liverpool came a cropper. I'm willing to be gainsaid on that, but so tonight we're looking forward to Manchester United versus Hull. Now, Sir Alex had a word to say the other day, didn't he?
He said nice things about both Mourinho and Rooney. He said Mourinho was finding excellent things and moving the club forward, and that Rooney's record would never ever be beaten. Right. Because people don't stay at clubs long enough to beat it any longer.
Well, true. I mean, it amazed me. Rooney's been there 11 years. 10 years? 10, 11 years?
Yeah, he's 11. Yeah.
I remember him being booed when United played Everton after he'd left Everton. That was yesterday. I'm sure it was. Oh dear. Yeah, because Moyes was the manager at Everton at that time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he sold Rooney to Manchester United, and everybody called Rooney a traitor. And now here we are, 10 years later, and Rooney is United's top ever goal scorer. And this time round, and when David Moyes was manager of United, Sir Alex wasn't quite so kind, was he?
It was Sir Alex's choice, and I don't think he was given long enough. Myself, Moisey. I think Moisey could have done the job had they given him time. I mean, it's fair to say that when Sir Alex left, a lot of them were footballing pensioners in the team.
Oh yeah, Yeah, it left a team which was on its way out. I agree with that.
Boise got the blame for that.
Which is not fair. It's not fair. He didn't get long enough in the job, did he? Really?
No.
No. But
I think the job he's taken on, where there's no money at all at Sunderland, is a strange choice.
where are they low down in the table at the moment?
They've
He
been
said Joyce and
propping the table up for quite a while.
okay. Yeah, I've just been checking the table for Burnley, and we're on 26 points. So we need another. We've
14
got
to be safe.
We've got 16 matches to play, and we need another 14 points. So it's a point a match, and we'll be safe. That's the way I'm looking at it.
It's the team above you that I think is the biggest shock. The fact that West Brom are in 8th position and they're not fighting to survive at the bottom like they have done for 10 or 12 years.
Well, and this is the one reason why Roger can go off to Spain and live in Spain, because he doesn't have to watch West Brom anymore. He knows they're going to win.
Well,
I don't think that's logic, is it? But just a shout out to Roger. Okay.
All this food he's been photographing and putting on Facebook is just disgusting. Have you seen his today's Chinese, today's this, today's that?
I thought the days that people posting food on Facebook. Oh, somebody else back. Hang on a minute. Is Stephen back with us? Or is that you, John?
Somebody's got a channel open. It's not me.
I've closed mine.
I don't have Facebook opening.
Right, if you're watching us now, you're going to be wondering what's going on. But we have Ghost in the machine, and John and I can hear what was said 20 minutes ago. I'm going to invite. We'll try set. Yeah, I'm going to invite Stephen back in because Stephen may be watching it first in Facebook. And right, okay, just a moment. Let me read. We're back.
Hiya. Hiya. I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether it's bandwidth or the fact I'm using the camera on the MacBook or what. But I was getting sort of 500% utilization again. It's not right. So
no, I got it. I'm just going to check mine in comparison to you, Stephen, at the moment, and I'm showing 59%.
And in terms of getting in touch with Smiletime themselves, it's kind of Twitter and get in touch with them at where are they in America?
Yeah, there's an 8-hour time difference. They're on the west coast, so that makes it pretty difficult. I mean, they're not awake until it's 4 in the afternoon here. That's when their sport starts, 4, so but they do shows. They do shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
They do
on their own channel. I'll get a link. I'll post a link later because Smiletime are pretty good in keeping in touch with us. And Alex Krugloff, the CEO, Allegra, Richard. There's about 4 different people who run the show, and they are on 3 times a week. So I'll get you a link for that later. In fact, if you find that they do go live on the Smiletime page on Facebook. So if you just go to the Smiletime page on Facebook, you'll find them. And Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and it tends to be either 5 o'clock our time because they're actually doing it. And Stephen's gone again. It tends to be 5 o'clock our time because they do it before they go to the office, or it tends to be 8 o'clock our time when they're in the office. So anytime between 5 and 8, if you check out the Smiletime page. 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, they do come on and they do answer all questions. Because, John, Stephen's got a pretty high spec mic, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's got a more powerful processor than I have, but I've got loads of windows open and I'm still only utilising quite low.
And you've got a more powerful processor than I have. So there you have it. I'm on the lowest processor of all. Yeah, speaking of which, I'm getting some new kit. I'm going to, I've done the Skillshare courses. Well, I'm trying to do some courses on Udemy, and Udemy's requirements are higher spec, and they were saying that the sound on the test video I put through, which had been accepted by Skillshare, wasn't good enough. It had reverb and echo on it. So the C920, which I'm using,
John?
is fine for live video. No problem.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can't. Can you say
fine
something?
for live video. It's fine for live video.
I just don't get why it's
not
so processor
quality recordings on Udemy.
intensive.
I think it becomes processor intensive when you become the person, the bigger person.
Yeah,
Really?
okay, let's check that out. Yeah, it is. I've gone slightly higher.
I'm down to only 300%
now. We've
CPU
got
now.
an observation from Tish, and I'm going to move myself over here
And
and
I've
bring
closed
Tish's
everything up.
observation on the screen.
See, you made him big and he's gone.
Right. He's still in the palette. I'm waiting for him to come back. I'm going to X that, and I'm going to invite Stephen back. Okay.
So I think it's when you become the big picture,
Yeah.
your amount the amount of throughput
Right,
rises.
okay. Yeah, especially if you're moving. Yeah, I don't know. Right, okay, from Tish. For some reason, the show's not coming up for me from my Smiletime up on the mid. So I'm watching here. I wanted to be. All right, okay. Well, thanks for persisting, Tish. We do know, and I'll just take that off the screen, bring myself back. We do know that people are very happy. That's the people that are testing the Smiletime beta are very happy with it. And you can actually, from the Smiletime beta, you can actually start a show. So wherever in the world you are, you can start a Smiletime show. That's in beta. As soon as it comes out of beta, it will be available to everybody. And it is a giant leap forward on the current version, which is on the iPhone. So look forward to that, Tish, when it's on the iPhone. And yeah, that's something to look forward to. Where were we? I'm still trying to get Stephen back in. If I can find him somewhere here. Yeah, okay. I'm going to invite Stephen back in. Right, what else is going on, John?
Well, we were talking about football, weren't we?
Oh, we were. Yes, yes.
There was a rumour that Burnley were going to get that guy from Hull, but it looks like he signed for West Ham this morning.
Oh, right, okay. I think Sean Dyke has done an amazing job. I'm going to say it again, for such a small town, population is only 70,000. To be riding high in the Premiership is an amazing job. To actually stay there for 2 seasons.
Yeah,
fingers crossed. It is showing that he is a manager amongst managers, and should be rewarded.
we were talking
All right, okay.
about being in Spain.
Okay. Right. Tish will have a word. That's a big message. I'm watching from your Facebook timeline. I really wanted to watch from Mini iPad, but when I attempted to, an error message to the effect of something about Flash. Oh. Should we be seeing that, John? Flash message?
I don't think Smiletime had anything to do with Flash, so.
No. Right, okay. Well, we'll talk about that later, Tish. Perhaps do some tests during the week before next time. Okay, yeah, and we appreciate the problems you're having in the desktop app, Alfredo. But as we Brits say, just carry on and yawn. Okay, I mean, it's okay. Fair enough. Just want you to, if you do another 10 minutes, and we can.
I've not had a decent night's sleep this week because of the man flu.
Yeah, man flu is. Yes, we all men around the world empathise, John, and we know what you're going through. If only the women knew, and that's not a sexist comment. That's it. That is British humour. Believe me, I wouldn't dare say anything stupid live on air. I'm just looking through. I'm trying. It's hard to. Do you find that you're watching the news as much as you used to, John, or reading the newspapers?
No. I read a newspaper every day because
Okay.
I love the traditional of a nice newspaper and opening newspaper. But it tends to be a local paper rather than a national paper.
Yeah, I mean, watching the national news at the moment, or reading about the national news, is just so soul destroying, really. You know, mind you, whenever people have tried to bring out a good newspaper, it's flopped, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It used to be a happy news. The Crawley Times, was it, which was a happy newspaper? Shelley Taylor, I think, from memory, had a newspaper which was full of happy news. But unfortunately, these things don't last long. Right. Okay. So we've done one topic, Alfredo. We've spoken about Mr. Trump, and Stephen told you exactly what he thought about Mr. Trump, and John and I sort of said what we think too. So this challenge is that if you have a topic and you're watching us on Facebook, if you put in the topic, we shall talk about it. We're going to 10 minutes to go in the show, so we're time to take another topic or two. If you have anything you want us to talk about, any questions for us, then please do post a question or a topic on Facebook, and we'll talk about that. Other than that, on the technology front, there's no news on Smiletime apart from the stability and the joys of producing a show on Smiletime. There is, however, an update from another app, which Krishna Day found yesterday, and she started testing it. And the news is that Zoom.us now goes to Facebook.
All right.
Now, Zoom.us was essentially it includes webinar software, and there is a free trial of it. But it now goes direct to Facebook, and it goes, I think, to Facebook pages, profiles within groups, whatever the API allows. So if you're looking for Alfredo, did you see the demonstration that Krishna did last night? I don't know whether Alfredo's still with us, but yeah, Krishna did a demonstration last night, and Ross was there, and Jen Nelson was there, and everybody hopped on board and had a look around. From my own personal point of view, I'm quite happy here on Smiletime on BeLive.tv. Now, rumor has it there is a weekly show on BeLive.tv where each week Jeff Adams, who is the host of the show, Monday nights 8 o'clock, 3 p.m. Eastern, is the BeLive.tv show. And he has a different guest every week, and this week's guest was Kim Garst, and Kim is a very well-known social media person, and the bells are ringing for Kim Garst.
It'll be a silent call.
Okay, bells are ringing for Kim Garst.
Hello.
All right, okay, just give John a sec. It was okay. Right, so Kim Goss was on the show on Monday night, and again you can catch that on the BeLive page or on Jeff's page, and that was a darn good show. It only lasts 30 minutes, and 10 minutes is Jeff doing his spiel, and then interviewing the guests for a quarter of an hour, and then a 5-minute close, and it's all promoting BeLive.tv, and it's gaining a good audience. Well, the next guest on BeLive.tv, and my reason for talking about this is that I am the guest on BeLive.tv next Monday, 8 p.m. GMT and 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm quite looking forward to it.
Next Monday night, aren't you? Talkinator and then straight into BeLive.
This is true. He's going to have to behave himself. But yeah, I mean, this was arranged before Christmas, so it has precedence. And besides which, I won't actually be on air until 8:10.
All right.
Because Jeff does a 10-minute intro, so I've got time to grab a cup of tea before the show begins. And right, and yeah, it was Alfred. It was Krishna Day, and the demo of Zoom and Facebook Live. That was it. That's the one. And if you can watch that, it's worth catching just to see the quality of the video and the sound and the smoothness of the swapping over. The only thing is, as somebody said at the time, I think you said, that the version that Krishna is using is the $50 a month version.
$50 a month, yeah.
There was a sharp intake of breath from John there, and I did the same last night when I actually saw it. It is $50 a month. Now, this is a good time to make the point that today we're on Smiletime, and Smiletime is free and will always be free to show creators. So no $50 a month here. If you provide good content, which we try to on our own way, then you can do a show on Smiletime for free. You can go to your Facebook page, you can go to your business page. And when the community update rolls out later this year, I'm going to say, to be fair to everybody, then we'll have a lot of more bells and whistles we've got at the moment, but we've got more than enough at the moment to run a very good show. And with the Smiletime mobile app being in beta, and I know that David Vaughan has been testing it, and Carl has been testing it, and they're having good fun with it, and you can go live from the phone. You can start a show on your phone, and you can have 4 people on screen, and you can bring graphics in. It's an iPhone there, John. It's not Android. But they did say that the Android version would follow up shortly. Okay, and Tish is happy now. I'm glad when Tish is happy on the mini iPad. Yeah, good. Okay, right. Okay, it is. I mean, with broadcasting, persistence pays, doesn't it? Because it doesn't always work out of the tin, does it?
Not always. The thing is, as well as the fact that Smiletime is free, you have to draw a line somewhere and say, I'm going down this route. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can't, you can't keep, well, here's a new product. Oh, we'll go down that route. Here's a new product. We'll go down that route. So some stage you have to say, I'm here, it's stable, and I'm going to stay here as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm here and be live. And just a heads up for everybody. Anybody watching now, watching the replay, this is the advert, and it's not for me. On Friday at 2 o'clock, for the first time ever, and a world first, Ask Angelica is live on Facebook in the Ask Angelica German tuition group. So we're leaving Fire Talk, nothing to do with having problems with the recording last month. We're leaving Fire Talk, and Angelica is going to be broadcasting live into the Ask Angelica group, which is a free Facebook group for anybody who's interested in German or in learning German. So we're going live. That's going to be an experience. I'm looking forward to it, actually, because it's a transition from being on. We came from Fire Talk to being live on Smiletime, and we did reasonably smoothly. I'm hoping that the Fire Talk change goes as well, because it's a mindset thing, isn't it? I mean, in our minds, we think that we're still being watched by 3 or 4 people, but in reality, our audience is now a bit bigger than that. But we're just chatting, and we've been chatting for nearly an hour. And thank you, Alfredo. All right, okay. So we've had our challenges today, but we've come through them. If you've any questions, then please ask them. We're always willing to answer. We'll be back next week at the same time, same channel, same back channel. I heard somebody use the phrase back channel this week, which takes me back a bit. Same back channel. Right. Well, John, I bow to you, sir, for.
I think it's time to go.
I think it's awesome for this art. Maybe, well, I think we'll go for a longer show next week, but I think it's only fair to John, who's soldiered on today with Man Flu. that we say for now. John does the outro, and I'll see you next week.
So it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from
Him.
him. And thank you all for listening today and watching, of course.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And goodbye, Alfredo. Thanks for watching, and thank you for your input as well. I'm really